Short story 96. Luna and the Lost Firefly. Luna, a small girl with hair the colour of sunshine, skipped through the meadow. Her laughter echoed among the wildflowers like the tinkling of a fairy bell. The warm summer kissed her cheeks as she chased butterflies with wings painted in rainbows. But soon the shadows began to stretch, painting the grass in shades of purple and gold. It was time to go home. With a sigh, Luna turned to leave, her eyes scanning the field for one last glimpse of a butterfly. Suddenly a tiny flicker of light caught her attention. It wasn't a butterfly, but a firefly, glowing softly like a star fallen to earth. But this firefly wasn't flying. It sat motionless on a blade of grass, its light dimming faintly. Luna rushed over, her heart filled with concern. "Little Firefly," she whispered, kneeling down, "why don't you fly?" The firefly didn't answer, but its light pulsed weakly. Luna gently picked it up, careful not to hurt its delicate wings. It felt cold and fragile in her cupped hands. She knew fireflies needed the darkness to shine, but the sun hadn't even set yet. Something was wrong. Determined to help, Luna decided to take the firefly home. She named him Flicker and gently placed him in a small jar with holes for air, lining it with soft petals. Back in her room, as the last rays of sunlight faded, Flicker remained dim. Luna sat beside him, worry etched on her face. "Don't be sad, Flicker," she murmured. "I'll help you." She remembered her grandmother's stories about fairies, tiny creatures who lived in the heart of the forest. They loved fireflies, she said, and their magic could heal anything. Maybe the fairies could help Flicker. So the next morning, Luna set off for the forest, Flicker safe in her pocket. The path was long and winding, sunlight filtering through the leaves and dappling the forest floor. She walked. Luna sang songs she learned from her grandmother, filling the air with hope and cheer. Deep in the heart of the forest, a hidden clearing bathed in sunlight opened up. A stream trickled nearby, its melody echoing through the trees. Butterflies with wings like stained glass flitted amongst the flowers, and the air hummed with the buzz of bees. This, Luna knew, was the fairies' home. She placed Flicker gently on a soft bed of moss and waited. The sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. Soon the clearing buzzed with tiny lights, like miniature stars dancing in the air. The fairies had arrived. They were no bigger than Luna's thumb, with gossamer wings shimmering in the twilight. They gathered around Flicker, their tiny voices like the tinkling of bells. Luna watched with wide eyes, filled with wonder. After a while, one fairy with wings the colour of moonlight flew close to Luna. "Thank you, child," she said in a voice like the rustling of leaves, "for bringing him here." Luna smiled shyly. "I just wanted to help." The fairy dipped her wings in the stream and sprinkled shimmering droplets on Flicker. His light, once dim and weak, began to glow brighter and brighter. Soon he was dancing with the other fireflies, a radiant star amongst them. The fairies laughed and sang. Their joy filled the clearing. Luna felt a warmth spread through her, knowing she had helped restore the beauty of the night. As the moon rose high, casting a silvery glow on the forest floor, it was time for Luna to go. The fairy of moonlight touched her forehead with her wing, leaving a soft, cool light. "For your kindness," the fairy said, "you will always find the way in the dark." Luna thanked the fairies and set off for home, her heart filled with gratitude and her steps lighter than air. The moonlit path shimmered before her, and she knew, even without a torch, she wouldn't get lost. Back in her room, Luna carefully released Flicker near his window. He flew up, a glowing beacon in the night, before disappearing into the darkness. Luna smiled, knowing he was back where he belonged, shining bright amongst the stars. And she, with the moonlight guiding her way, knew she would always find her own light, even in the darkest night. From that day on, Luna always looked out for fireflies in need, and whenever she saw them, their twinkling lights reminded her of the magic of the forest, the kindness of the fairies, and the power of her own small acts of love. Vocabulary notes. Nouns. Meadow, a large area of grassy land. Shadows, dark areas where light is blocked. Butterfly, a flying insect with colourful wings. Firefly, a small flying insect that glows at night. Blade of grass, a single thin part of a grass plant. Cupped hands, hands bent together to form a bowl shape. Jar, a round container with a lid. Petals, the colourful parts of a flower. Room, a space in a building where people live or work. Fairy, a small magical creature in stories. Forest, a large area of land with many trees. Path, a narrow way for people to walk on. Clearing, an open area in a forest. Stream, a small river. Bees, flying insects that make honey. Wings, flat parts that help birds and insects fly. Twilight, the time between sunset and darkness. Star, a bright object in the sky. Moon, the natural satellite of the earth that shines at night. Torch, a portable light source. Verbs. Skipped, moved lightly and joyfully. Echoed, repeated sound. Kissed, touched gently. Scanned, searched quickly. Fluttered, moved wings quickly. Rushed, moved quickly with urgency. Pulsed, flashed rhythmically. Flinched, moved back suddenly in fear. Faded, became weaker and disappeared. Murmured, spoke softly. Remembered, recalled from memory. Sang, produced musical sounds with the voice. Filtered, passed through something slowly. Dappled, marked with spots of light and shade. Buzzed, made a low humming sound. Gathered, came together. Watched, looked at something carefully. Dipped, put something briefly into a liquid. Sprinkled, scattered small drops of something. Glowed, shined with a soft light. Danced, moved rhythmically. Laughed, made happy sounds. Touched, put something in contact with another thing. Guided, showed the way. Released, let go of something. Disappeared, became hidden from view. Smiled, curved the lips upwards to show happiness. Reminded, caused someone to remember something. Adjectives. Sunshine, bright yellow light from the sun. Rainbows, arcs of different colours seen in the sky after rain. Purple and gold, colours of the setting sun. Small, not big. Delicate, easily damaged. Cold, having a low temperature. Fragile, easily broken. Long and winding, going a long way and turning many times. Hidden, not easily seen. Tiny, very small. Shimmering, shining with a soft changing light. Stained glass, coloured glass used for decoration. Bright, shining with a lot of light. Radiant, shining brightly and beautifully. Silver, the colour of the moon. Cool, having a low temperature. Darkest, with very little light. Other, once in the past. Maybe, possibly. Deep, far inside something. Nearby, close to something. Soon, in a short time. Even, also. Always, at all times. Back, to a previous place. Never, not at any time. Story written by Google Bard AI. Image created by Adobe Firefly AI. Hello, this is Steve. If you enjoyed the story, please would you click on the like icon and take the time to leave a comment. If you want to know when the next story has been uploaded, please click on the notify bell icon to be notified. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tell your English learning friends so they can benefit too. Thank you.